Hello guys and welcome back. So now in this video we will be adding the body pickup functionality. Alright, so whenever the guard gets killed, we will add a functionality in which the player will go ahead and pick up the guard dead body and then throw it anywhere the player wants. Okay, so in order to do that, first of all what we're gonna do is in the scripts, go inside controls, then open up player controls, player actions. And in the player actions, we need to add one more action now, and that will be pick, or let's just name this as E, because using the E key of the keyboard, we're gonna pick up the body, alright? And also for the controller, we're gonna use, let me open all of these up. We use the right trigger, left trigger, button west, button north, button east. So now we're gonna use the button south of the gamepad. Alright, or you can select whatever button you want, but I'm gonna use the button south. Alright, now let's click save. Then go ahead and open up your input manager, and right here after the pause input, we're gonna say E input. Alright, after that we can copy the pause input, paste it, name it as E right there, and right here E input. Then what we gonna do is this is performed. Alright, so now we're gonna copy this, paste it, change keep it as 2, and name should be changed to handle E input, and right here type E input, and right here as well E input. Then copy this method name and paste it right here. So now we can read the input. Alright, now we can click on AI, and in this AI we will create one more script now. So create a C# script by the name of dead body pick. Click on the guard and drag and drop this script right there. Alright, now let's open this up and let's remove the start and update method. At the top, make a reference to the player transform. Then we need a reference to the dead body pick area. Right, let's leave this D as it is. Alright, dead body pick area, that's it. Then we need a reference to the player hand, because using the hand the player will picks the body up. So hand position, we're gonna name this. Then we're gonna add the pickup range, and this will be the range in which the player can pick the body up. Let's make it 3. Then at the top, let's also make a reference to the input manager script. Okay, and name it as input manager as well. After this, what we're gonna do is from the guard script right here, what we're gonna do is we're gonna cut this gravity from here, because we don't need it here. We actually need that right here. Alright, so add a float by the name gravity and set it equal to this. Then add another float by the name of falling speed multiplier. and for now set it to true. Then create a private bool by the name of is picking, set it to false by default. Then we need a reference to the character controller of the guard character. So character controller, name this as character controller. Then create a vector 3 by the name of velocity. Then we need a reference to the player animator controller, okay, not the card but the player, because whenever we picks up the body we want to play the pickup animation on the player. Alright, now let's set a reference for the input manager. So right here at the start method, in which input manager will be equals to find object of type input manager. Then for the character controller we're gonna say get component character controller. That's it. Now before moving forward, let's click on animator, select the player so that it shows the player animations. And what we want to do in here is we want to add the dead body carry animation, okay? If you check animations, locomotions in here, we don't have that, I think. Let's check carry. Okay, here it is. Carry. Then this is the running and this is the walking. Alright, so we can duplicate the movement, move it right here. Name this one as dead body carry. Then open it up. Open these animations as well, select it. Then this is the carrying, this is the walking, and then this is the running. So if you test it out, here it is. Alright, make sure that you name this as dead body carry similar to mine. Alright, or if you are naming it something else, then make sure that you remember that name, because we're gonna call this animation by this name from this dead body pick script. Alright, so let's create a method by the name of attach body. In this we're gonna attach the guard body to the player so that the player can pick it up in its hands and move it around in the environment, and then we're gonna detach the body. Okay, right here it should be attach, not attack. When the body is attached, we're gonna set the is picking to true. Then the character controller of the guard will be disabled. Then transform dot position will be equals to hand position dot position minus the dead body area dot position. So the dead body will be placed in the player hands. Alright, so we will say minus transform dot position. Alright, then we're gonna say transform dot parent. So we're gonna make the player as the parent of the dead body, because we want to move the body in the environment, so the body should be attached to the player. Okay, so that's why we are making player as the parent of this. Then after this, let's align the dead body to the hand position more accurately. For that we will say transform dot position equals to hand position dot position, and transform dot rotation will be equals to hand position dot rotation. Alright, after this we will set the velocity to vector 3.0, then player animator dot play, and we want to play the dead body carry animation. That's it. Now for detaching the body, we're gonna create a method by the name of detach body. In this, we will set the is picking to false. Then character controller dot enabled will be equals to true, and we're gonna remove the player as a parent of the body because we will now be dropping the body, so we don't want the body to follow the player, and we want to play the different animation, which is the movement animation. Then so right here we're gonna call movement because right here its name is movement. Okay, then we have to add a fixed update method in which we will say if the player is not picking the body and the character controller is enabled, then in this case what we want to do, we want to add gravity to the player. Okay, it means that if we drop the body, then we want the body to fall to the ground really fast. Okay, so first of all we will check if the character controller dot is grounded is not true. So if it is not true, then we will say velocity dot y equals to velocity dot y minus equals to gravity multiplied by the falling speed multiplier multiplied by time dot delta time. Then we will add a else block in which when the velocity is on when the body is on the ground, then we will set the velocity to 0 because now the character is not falling. Then right here we will say character controller dot move velocity multiply by time dot delta time. That is it. Now we want to pick up the body using the E key or the south key of the controller. So for that we're gonna add the update method at the top, in which first of all we will check if the player is closer to the dead body. So for that we're gonna use vector 3 dot distance. We're gonna check if the player dot position and the dead body position is less than or equals to the pickup range. If this is the case, and if we press the E key, so input manager dot E input is pressed, then what we're gonna do, we're gonna say if is picking is true, then we're gonna detach the body, else we're gonna attach the body. And that is all for the dead body pick. Now if we click on guard and see the script right here, we first of all need to provide the player, then the dead body pick area and the hand position, and also the player animator. So drag and drop the player in there. Okay, not the guard animator but the player animator. Now for these two, what we're gonna do is we're gonna click on scene and focus upon the guard right here. Inside this guard we're gonna create an empty game object. Let's name this as hold, move it up, and then move it a little bit backward right here, for example. Okay, we'll be changing this, but for now leave it right here on the back of the guard. Then click on guard, and that body pickup area will be this hold. Then the hand position of the player will be, let me focus upon the player, here it is. In the player, create an empty game object, name this as hand. Let's move it up right here, for example. For now we will be changing this position accordingly, but for now leave it as it is. Let's play the game. Alright, and let me quickly kill the player and then I will show you. Okay, so I have killed the player. Now for example, if we press E key right here, as you can see, we can't pick up the body, but if we get closer to the player, okay, it shows this error because we didn't provide the hand position. Sorry for that. Let's try and drop it now in there. Whoops. Okay, it is calling the input automatically. Okay, I'm not pressing the E key or the controller key, but it is doing it by itself. And let me tell you why it is doing this. Let me close the game. And first of all, in the guard, let's provide the hand position right there. So the reason behind that was, if you notice right here, our handle input method is of type enumerator. And if you check in the handle all inputs, we didn't call it by using the start quarantine. So make sure that you add start quarantine at the start and then close down the brackets. And when you do that, get back right here and let's shoot the player. Okay, when the player dies, let's now try picking it up. And as you can see, the player is picking the dead body up, and if you drop it, as you can see, the body can be dropped as well. But if you notice, the body is getting on top of the head, and also the body is not in the player hands correctly. So what we want to do right here now is we want to stop the game and select the player, then the hand, the game object by the name of hand. Let's move it a little bit forward right here, for example, and then let's try it again. Alright, so if we pick it up now, as you can see, the body is picking up perfectly fine, as you can see. Alright, and now if we try to drop it, as you can see, it is dropping the body perfectly fine as well and picking it up as well. And we can run using the body as well, and we can drop it right here if you want. That's it. Alright, so now we can pick up the body and drop the body. And guys, if you want to set the position up, you can move the hand position of the player to a specific place you want, but I'm gonna just leave it right here. Alright, because it looks good, and the else is up to you guys. And with this done, let's end this video right here.